All right, folks, welcome back to the Strife Championship Series. I'm the Source. Joining me is Lake Z. This is brought to you by Surreal Productions and Gamebox. Voice done right. We are into game two of Flipside Tactics versus Papa Please. We're into the lobby, and we should be getting into the drafter in just a few seconds. I actually wasn't up to date on that. Lake, are you already into that drafter?
I am. So I'll just go ahead and talk about the overall picks and bans so far. On the left side, you have Team Glory, which is Papa Please. They ended up banning out the Verm, and Flipside followed up by banning out the Bow. Very common bans. The Bow is more of a common ban than the Verm. A lot of times you don't see Verm banned as much anymore because there's some priority heroes that people don't want other teams to have. Harrower is one of them, but it seems like Papa Please doesn't exactly worry too much about the Harrower in that bot lane. It's really nice to not see the double engage coming out from Flipside. So I think already this is going to be a better draft phase for Papa Please. They ended up picking up the Bastion. They gave up the Claudessa. Flipside definitely does prioritize that Claudessa over a Bow. So I feel like that's more of a comfort pick, and not to mention that they feel like Claudessa scales later into the game, which is absolutely correct. I really do like the Claudessa later into the game. It's a really good pickup. And right now we're just waiting for the next two picks from Papa Please, and they ended up picking up the Rook for Flipside, which can go almost anywhere. You could see it in the bot lane. You will more than likely see it on Runk Ralph, but I think there's still some options open to where you may not see Runk Ralph pigeonholed onto the Rook. So we'll just wait for the next two bans here. I'm interested to see what they are.
Do you think Papa Please takes away the Ray from Rillet? We've seen Rays do an insane amount of damage and engagement. Would that be the kind of thing they do? Do they have a Ray player?
I think at this point in time, you have to think about not trying to ban out Relit. Relit has a very large hero pool, and if you try to pick him out and ban him out, he'll just surprise you with another pick. So, for instance, if you were to try to pick up that Ray here, Relit plays an amazing Malady, and he plays a very good Carter. So those are two heroes that open up the ban pick phase for F3 because they're not pigeonholed into running that Ray. They really love the utility of the Ray. I'm not 100% convinced and sold that you need a Ray on your team, but he is a very good utility hero that controls the map very, very well. He has AoE stun. He has the burrow bots. He has the freeze Ray, which is amazing. He has the huge ultimate. It's a very good kit that you could have on your team, but not necessarily needed. And then you do end up seeing Papa Please pick up the Harrower Featherstone. Not uncommon. You are probably going to see that Harrower go in the bot lane. Harrower does pretty well. And I think at this point in time, you're probably not going to see Claudessa versus a Harrower bot lane matchup. I think you're going to see something a little different. But that Harrower will definitely enjoy not facing a Claudessa. Harrower can actually bully a lot of the bot laners around, but Claudessa is one of the ones that he's not able to, along with Rook as well. And then they followed up with the Featherstone. Featherstone's a very good pick. Lag plays an extremely good Featherstone. I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that they try to run on him. And then you see F3 follow it up with Relit, probably playing that Ray, and Thatchy playing that Lady Tender. So at this point, you could see the Claudessa maybe go in the mid lane, maybe go in the bot lane. I think that Tender's pretty sold on Thatchy in that top lane, kind of supporting the Rook and Runk Ralph, but they could go a Tender Blazer as well. That's another comp that they can run. So I guess we'll have to see for that fifth pick to see exactly what these lanes are going to round out to be.
Do you think they're going to be able to protect Lag this time? He played Featherstone in the last game. He had some positioning errors, and then just they couldn't keep him alive. He couldn't last throughout, any of the team fights, and that let Flipside Tactics just continue to bowl over them.
I think at this point in time, they don't have to worry about the double engage coming out from Flipside, so I think they're going to be okay with letting that Featherstone sit in the back and do a good amount of damage. They do have to worry about the counter engage. They do have the Rook, they have the Claudessa, but they're really going to rely on that Claudessa to follow up on something like a good Ray Stun or a good Rook ultimate, maybe even a good Tender Bindweed. But as far as Flipside getting all in and just really going after that Featherstone, I don't really see that right now. So I feel like they're pretty safe in their composition.
So what do you think they're going to use to round it out? Possibly the Malady, or are they going to run Trixie or Vex again? Because Vex was definitely good for them, let them make a lot of plays, but they didn't have enough burst potential.
So I've been wanting to see, since Wubby's return, play Carter. I haven't had the opportunity to do so yet. I've watched him play Carter in the past. He was a very good Carter, very well known. I'd like to also see him on a Malady. I think right now there's very good options with Bastion. You could run a couple different heroes with Bastion and be perfectly fine in that mid lane or in the top lane. The Featherstone is more than likely going to get a support maybe with a Trixie or a Vex. And I really feel like they're probably going to round it out with maybe a Malady or possibly even a Carter would be my guess on their next 2 picks.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Malady. I think that the pick potential on Malady is very, very strong. Also considering the fact that right now, Flipside Tactics is running a Rook, Ray, and Tinder, all pretty squish. Ooh, there's the Carter.
They read my mind. I feel like this is about to be a dream come true. However, I'm not sure who the Carter's going to go on. I feel like their team, as far as heroes and their players, they are very versatile. So you can't really guess exactly what they're going to play. I have a good assumption, but I was wrong last time, so I'm going to hold it in, and I'll be like, I knew it afterwards. But at this point in time, I'm really hoping I get to see the Wubby on the Carter.
So that's a bit more of a poke composition coming out of Papa Please. They've got Trixie's pot shot and her laser. They've got Carter's everything. Fishstone's poke isn't that great. Harrower's poke is okay with his wolf, so a little bit more of a poke. Their defensive line, I'd say, is pretty good with the Trixie Bastion, because Trixie can just Bastion's there. What does Flipside Tactics then pick into this? Because right now, hard engage, I don't think that would favor them that much, because they'd be hard engaging into poke. They'd have to run through a lot of just forward firing skill shots.
I really feel like Flipside is going to pick something that kind of rounds out their comp. Hold on, I'll be right back 1 second.
All right, so thinking about possibilities to round out the composition, they could go with Vex for split push. That's one option. I'd give them a little bit more support. I would probably say they go with Shank and try and get the double pick, because they've got the double hook. Lady Tinder's Bindweed plus Shank hook could let them set up a lot of plays. Flipside Tactic or Papa Please, they're semi-tanky, I'd say, with Featherstone, who will probably build pretty hybrid, Harrower, who could build fairly hybrid, as well as Bastion, who should be their main tank. Their engagement potential is pretty good, especially if they land the slows. They can just sort of follow up on top of that, but they don't have a really good hard engage outside of Bastion. That's going to limit how aggressively they make their plays, especially around objectives. A lot of what they have is in a line. It's not a lot of really, really strong AoE other than Trixie, whereas the Ray stun, as well as the Tinder plant, is going to give Flipside Tactics a lot of control around the teamfight areas. And they're actually going to go with more hard engage, so they're going to go with Hail. That'll give them the huge AoE ultimate and just huge amounts of zone control out of Flipside Tactics.
I really feel like Papa Please's comp isn't necessarily about hard engage, as it is they're going to try to force objectives with that pick or with their composition. They have the Trixie, the Carter. It's very long range poke. It has the ability to overpower teams around objectives like Sindar and Baldir. So if I were to have that comp, it's something that I would try to force sooner than later, is being able to use my power spikes on Trixie and Carter and poke teams off of those big objectives like Sindara, or poke them enough to where they really think you're about to do it, and then kind of peel off and engage on them. There's very much versatility, or there's a whole lot of versatility on Papa Please, and I feel like they have a very good siege comp on top of a good poke comp for those big global objectives.
Yeah, I completely forgot about the fact that they're going to be able to siege pretty much everything. because they have a little bit of a counter engagement comp. Once you sort of go in on them, you've got Trixie there who's going to slow you down and use her ultimate. There's good slows from both Carter and Featherstone and Harrower, and then Bastion has his engagement and his stun. So, a pretty good pushing team, a pretty good disengagement team. We are into game. They were able to get in the lobby pretty quickly. And who do you have taking this game?
As far as the game goes, I'm not exactly sure. I want to say that I like Papa Please's comp. It's something that I've ran personally in competitive play. It has a lot of good pluses and very little minuses. One of the minuses or the downfalls of that comp is there's not a whole lot of hard engage or hard CC with like a Ray or a Malady within your composition, but it does have enough CC to make it work. And the objective control with Carter and Trixie is very strong. On the other hand, you have Claudessa and Hale. I really like both those two heroes together, especially because if the Hale can kind of get that good ultimate followed up with a really good Claudessa's Dragon Reach, they're going to be able to do a lot of damage. The Claudessa ultimate is just so strong against some of these bigger carries. I feel like they're two different compositions, and they're going to have to be played perfect if both teams want to make their comps work.
All right, so Wubby sitting at that 60 or 96%, 100. There he goes, and we are into game. This is game 2 between Flipside Tactics and Papa Please. Papa Please on the side of Valor. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Papa Please on the side of Valor. Flipside Tactics on the side of Glory, and both teams going to start running out onto the map. An aggressive full team rotation down into this bottom side, looking to see who they can pick off. Whereas Papa Please, they just want to sit in base, wait for the brawlers to spawn, and aren't going to make any aggressive movements.
So this is actually really interesting. You do see the Bastion Carter kind of going in that top lane, which is fine. I do like the Bastion Carter lane. I feel like essentially I would run that personally me in the mid lane. One of the reasons because Carter is so good at 2v1ing that it alleviates Bastion, allows him to roam quite a bit. And then you have your Featherstone and your Trixie that have a lot of push potential, a lot of poke potential. I know that they were a little worried about that Tinder Rook last game. I just feel like if they played it just slightly better, we're a little more aware of when people are going to hit their level 6 and get those all-in level 6 engages, I think that they would have been fine. I just think they misplayed just a few times, and Flipside Tactics was able to take advantage of the rush level 6, all-in engage at 6, and then snowball from there.
Do you think it was a lane swap reasoning why they sent the Carter Bastion top? They feel like that's going to be able to control the Rook a bit better?
Yep, absolutely. So I feel like they would rather put a push lane versus a push lane in the mid lane. So the Featherstone and the Trixie have very much a push lane potential, but they also have a good amount of poke too. So they'll be able to counter this mid lane fairly well. In the top lane, however, I feel like the advantage can definitely go towards that Bastion Carter. All it really takes is a really good Bastion stun followed up by a good positioning from the Carter and those empowered rockets, and you will see a erased Tinder and or Rook.
Ooh, Ingo the engagement right onto Runk Ralph. Ripa does so much damage that Thatchy lands a really good bindweed onto Zyku. That's going to stop him from being able to engage. And that's the instant potion popped out of Runk Ralph. He's going to need to be careful. Down the bottom lane, Wolf Joe has harassed down lag, is up by a level. So we may see an early tower going down there as Hale can do pretty good tower damage. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, we saw the power of Wubby and Fable being able to poke down pretty much anything they want.
Yeah, so in the bot lane, you take a look at the Hale Harrower matchup. Right now, Wolf Joe is very comfortable with that matchup. I'm not 100% sure who wins that matchup 100% of the time. I'm willing to bet that a good portion of it is a skill matchup and avoiding some of those key skill shots coming out from the Hale.
Snipe up in top lane. Zyku brings down Thatchy with a perfect rocket snipe. I thought he was going to be able to walk away from that.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's actually one of the threats with the Carter, right? Is you have to be aware of if you're sitting at that tower a little low, there's a very good possibility that that Carter can catch you off guard and just ruin your life.
Yep, picks up that kill there. Now, Wolf Joe is low on mana. This may be a chance for Lag to gain some aggressive ground, heal up a little bit, push the GPM a bit in his favor. He's been behind by a lot, actually a pretty good amount, maybe about 20. He'll be able to start pushing back Wolf Joe. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, nice pot shot lands from Wubby. Marley taking a lot of damage there. Relit is he hasn't really been able to make a play just yet. Fable's done a good job of staying out of trouble. Now Wubby is going to get hit. Takes a little bit of damage there. Heal comes in from Marley. He'll keep Relit alive, but he's running low on mana and may need to back up a bit, which will give Papa Please a little bit of control in this middle lane.
Yeah, so Trixie, if played right and positions well, she could take a lot of the focus on herself, but she has that barrel.
So much damage onto Relit. Wubby's going to pick that one up with the laser.
Really good play, but really good really bad positioning by Relit there. It was a good pot shot followed up by good laser damage. Fable found it, followed up.
Tons of damage down into Marley. One or two more auto attacks. They can't manage to pick that one up. It's gonna. He was able to walk away from that really, really low. And Fable and Wubby feeling confident in this lane now. As long as they don't over-aggress and get caught out by those stuns from Relit, I think they're gonna have control for the most part.
Yeah, at this point, they're just going to pot up. Both sides are going to heal. You were essentially getting that kill, up your GPM a little bit, and you're just trying to push. So keeping that Ray or killing that lane, or Ray and pushing them out of lane is going to allow you to use your Featherstone and your Trixie to the full potential.
Yeah, up in the top lane, Rippa and Zaiku keeping good control of Runkrath. Nice snipe shots coming in from Zaiku. He's, I think landed probably about 70% of every rocket he's thrown out. Meal in the middle lane, Lag pretty low. Can Marley finish this one off? It's going to be the Fitz, or is that going to be enough? It's very, very close. The slow, nice shot from Fable. Is it going to pick up the kill into Marley? Ooh, Wubby really, really low. Relit will get that one. He's going to need to be, he's going to chase down on the Fable. Fable's going to get out of there. So a 1-for-1. I really thought Marley was going to pick that one up sooner.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was a really good play, I would say, by Papa Please. I really feel like there's a few missteps there by Wubby. He probably could have, and this is nitpicking, but he could have gotten maybe 1 to 2 more auto attacks off. But instead, he was trying to out-kite something that he didn't really need to. At that point, when the race started to collapse on him, he knew he was dead. So being able to get those last few autos off would have been able to possibly kill Marley and maybe give him the opportunity for him to escape.
Aggression up in the top lane onto Zaiku. Dash forward by Thatch. He gets off the bind weave. Can Runkrath pick up that kill? He will. Will they be able to go on a Rippa? They didn't hit level 6 off that engagement. Maybe if they had, they would have had the ultimate out of Runkrath. That would have stopped Rippa in his tracks. But a nice kill pickup. And again, around this level 5, level 6 point, Runkrath is able to just aggress forward and pick up some kills. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Marley so close to going down. Fable will pick up that one. And continued control coming out of Papa Please in this middle lane. Flipside Tactics, they're clawing their way back a little bit with that play up in top lane, but again, I don't know. Featherstone might make it past that early game phase where he was having so much trouble last game.
Wubby's doing an amazing job with his pot shots, controlling that lane. He's really stopping Claudette from getting in there and using the Dragon Claw to kind of help push that wave. As soon as Claudette's a missteps, you're seeing a double pot shot followed up by Featherstone going in there and just keeping the consistent slow spam, and that's a dead Claudessa. That's happened twice already. And then the top lane, you see the rotation.
Rotation from Flipside Tactics. They know this is going on. Relit. Yeah, Zaiku knows he got a shot off there. Runkraft has been waiting around the side for this. He's been keeping up in experience and gold just by being close enough to the lane, but they didn't pull the trigger fast enough. I think they think maybe if they had thrown out the ultimate from Rook, they could have made that play, but Fable, now sitting in the middle of the stun, is going to break the CC, does some good reply damage to Relit, and Wubby is just chunking through Marley. He's done so many good plays with that laser. Back up in the top lane, Bastion is underneath the tower. I think he just popped his ultimate, and that might have been a little bit aggressive. They probably were looking for a play that they couldn't make just yet. Down in the bottom lane, Lag losing this out to Wolf Joe. He's done a good job of keeping control. Is actually going to dive forward, bring Lag super low. And doesn't pop the ultimate. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Wubby gonna get hooked back. Doesn't get caught by the race stun. The shield there. for Trixie is going to help keep her alive. Meanwhile, Marley chasing down to Fable, but again, Trixie just does so much damage right now, they can't make the engagement play. Meanwhile, up in top lane, Zyku is going to fall to that Tinder plant. They were able to make a full engagement again, and the ultimate still saved by Runkrov, so that was a sentry, just Tinder ult, and a really good bindweed.
Yeah, really good play by Thatchy. Thatchy actually had a really good rocket boot in, got that bindweed perfect, almost at max range, and was able to let Ralph get in there and do that burst. I know you're talking about, I think
Marley getting really, really low there. Pops this here, but Webby just full channel lasers. Now Relit almost picks up the kill onto Fable. He gets really, really low there. Trixie throws out the ultimate. That'll be the disengage there. And now Fable popping a potion. Marley waiting around the side. Can he get on top of him? Throws out the Dragon's Reach, but in comes Zyku for the rotation. Can they pick up the kill onto Relit? It's going to be the rocket, and the Zyku actually dashes forward, finishes that off beforehand. They're going to leave Marley alive, but there should be 3 in the middle lane. And what are they going to do up in this top lane? It looks like Runcroft wants to rotate back in again. Actually throws out the ultimate. Nice Dragon's Reach. That was an amazing play there. Great communication there by Flipside Tactics, and a little bit of luck on the snipe. They're going to pick up Fable.
Yeah, that deliverance, it is a little bit of luck, but I mean, when they're hitting the tower, you have a pretty good range of where you're going to try to aim that to actually make it successful, and Runkralf took the chance, followed it up with a good Dragon's Reach, and that's a dead Featherstone.
All right, Ripa being able to defend up here in the top lane. Zyku throwing out some snipes is going to miss both of them in the rotation. Trixie thought she was going to come out. Wubby was looking for the play, but he wasn't able to get there in time. They sort of figured out what was going on. And down in bot lane, Ray comes in on top of Lag. Can they pick up the kill? 1 or 2 more auto attacks. Really goes really deep. Oh, is the tower going to finish him? No. So a good dive there. And good switch tanking coming out from Flipside Tactics. They pick up that kill there. That will help them out a little bit in terms of gold, but they're losing so much ground on these towers. Middle tower should be going down momentarily. The Dragon's Reach is going to get dodged. Fable doesn't even need to pick the fight with Marley. He gets that tower basically free. Meanwhile, up in top lane, again, aggressive ultimate coming out of Ripa, and they weren't able to make a play off of it. Down in the bottom lane, Wolf Joe's looking to get that tower, but he's going to back up as there's a rotation coming in from Fable. Fable is waiting in this bush. He may have waited too long, and they're baiting him.
Yeah, so at this point, you do have a little bit of a gold advantage in the favor of Papa Please, but it's not that much to where we have to worry about it. They are making up gold for things like the Fitz gold on Relit that's allowing him to get snowbally in this game. He's actually going for a pretty unconventional build.
Up in this top lane. Nice bind weave onto Ripa. He's going to dash forward. The ultimate comes down from Tinder, but huge damage coming out of Zyku, and Wubby in from the side. Can he get close enough? 1 or 2 more auto attacks. He doesn't have the snipe. He's going to throw them out. A nice pot shot goes deep, but doesn't land onto anyone, and it's going to be a disengage from both teams, but that was almost a lost fight for Flipside Tactics. They, 1 or 2 more autos on any single target, and that would have been, possibly a triple kill. This may be the tower here. They've got Wubby up here as well as Zyku, so 2 range characters. They've got the defenses from Bastion there. That'll be the tower going down in favor of Papa Please, and they're getting a lot more control in their lanes this game. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, Fable has rotated into backup Lags. They Relit came into backup Wolf Joe. They're not going to be able to make the play just yet, but Marley is rotating in behind. They don't know this just yet, and good baiting there by Wolf Joe. He didn't let it go too early onto Fable. It's going to get hooked back in by the Dragon's Reach. Nice dash away using his binder. He's going to get CC locked down again. Can they pick up the kill? He's going to run under the tower, but Marley finishes the job. Nice ultimate out of Wolf Joe to lock them down. Ripa has come in from the side. And it's going to be Trixie rotating in too. Can Wubby make a play? He hasn't thrown out that pot shot yet. He's looking to line that one up, or they may just go straight for the tower.
Yeah, at this point,
top lane, Zyku died.
Yeah, at this point, some very unfortunate, a little bit overstaying happened. They're going to definitely take a look at this and realize that they could have maybe pulled off some other rotations, but it's not too bad for them.
Yeah,
because
deep
they're
engagement out of Ripa. He's going to need to be careful. Lag is going to pick up the tower. Marley takes a lot of damage there, and the Trixie laser doing good work. The Dragon's Reach is going to pull Ripa back in, and Wolf Joe, he's looking for the engagement, but he may have waited too long. It's one more auto attack. They can't finish the job, and that's going to be Wolf Joe getting out of there. But a tower in favor of Papa Please. Now they're up here in the top lane trying to stop Flipside Tactics. Nice bind weave is going to lock down Fable for a few seconds. He should be able to defend off this tower. Pops his ultimate, uses the AoE clear and the damage to push them off. And again, in the middle lane, constant action. Wubby will be able to get away from that, throws out the pot shot. Marley will dodge it, but all the outer towers down for Flipside Tactics. Oh, Zaiku, are you going to walk into this bush? The ultimate goes out. They're going to hit Fable, and they're going to instantly burn straight through him. Runkroff is going to be able to get away. Zaiku dashes out and doesn't get locked down by the bindweed. Rila is there to back up their retreat, and they may go for a Baldir.
This is one of the powers of Papa Please. They're down on this Baldir fight, or if Claudessa was sitting there and they were trying to force that, but they do have the Trixie and the Carter. That's so much poke. It allows you to not be able to take those big objectives, even though you may have the man advantage.
Ooh. So Marley in the middle lane. Wubby's done a really good job here. Looking at his items, he's got pretty much all power. He just finished his Grimoire, has those power boots, so he hits pretty hard. Is that common for Trixies to go all power?
Yeah, it's very common for the most part because you do have the mana regen coming out from the Crystalline Shiv. Sometimes you'll see an Archmage ring, better known as a mana ring in the competitive community, aka top lane.
Ron Kraft, why? He may be locked out there. He's doing a good job of juking them. Hasn't gotten locked down just yet. In comes the teleport. He's probably going to die. And now Wolf Joe has teleported in. Can he get on his IQ? He's looking to get multiple targets with that ultimate. He does get that. Wolf Joe very, very low. Dashes in behind Wubby. The laser isn't going to do anything, but he's going to go back in. Bad positioning there, but the Tinder Plant is there. They're going to hook back in Ripa. Can they pick up the kill? Now that Fable has shown up, Ripa is so low. One more auto. It's going to be the laser snipe out of Reelit. And Thatchy goes down to Fable. Can Fable continue the fight? The ultimate is going to run out for him. But they left Lag down in the bottom lane, continuing to push. And Fable, he wants a piece of this. He's still got a lot of good damage. Doesn't have that much mana. Can he land the auto attacks he needs to? There's good juking out of Reelit. And the heal that may be the death of Fable. Marley is going to dash back in. She's going to take a tower shot to the face. I thought that heal bait might have been enough, but it's going to be Fable surviving that fight. Unless he wants to keep on chasing, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not bad engages for F3.
Oh,
as you can see,
Zaiku's going to find Reelit. I thought he might have died there, but the burrow bots don't do enough damage just yet.
Yeah, it's extremely scary knowing that a Ray may be in there. You're one of those squishy casters like Carter. You all of a sudden face check and there's 3 mines plus is an immediate mine ready to drop, and you explode. It's unfortunate sometimes, but it's the name of the game when you play against a good Ray.
Well, down the bottom lane, we saw the rotation out of Bastion. Ripa was able to deter what was most likely going to be the tower push and possibly the dive. Now Marley in the mid lane is all alone. Wubby's there, throws out the pot shot, uses the laser just to clear things out. And now a full rotation for Flipside Tactics. They're going to make their way into the middle of the map. Wolf Joe is looking for the engagement. Marley may be able to land a Dragon's Reach onto a single target. I don't think Ripa is who they want to go on. Maybe looking for Wubby. Ripa stepping forward, takes a little bit of damage, and now Flipside Tactics, they rotated a lot of people into the middle lane, but they're just getting pushed on the side lanes by Papa Please.
Yeah, Papa Please is actually doing a good job skirmish farming. So they're creating a lot of skirmishing on the map, but they're not falling behind in GPM, and that's extremely good. You have a Featherstone and a Carter. They do extremely, and a Harrower at that. They do extremely well going into the late game. So if they could skirmish farm, get kills, get picks, skirmish, poke people off these objectives, and get the farm that they need, they're going to be looking extremely strong going a little later into this game.
Yep, Thatchy has been running around in this jungle. Ripa is going to find Marley. He's going to dash forward, pops the Everwinter Charm. That's going to slow them down. Thatchy getting very, very low. The heal is going to come out. The Bindweed isn't going to land. And Reelit was getting very, very low there. I believe Wubby was the one dealing out that damage. Now they're looking to push here in the middle lane. Ripa's going to step forward. Nice pot shot is going to slow down Marley. Good damage there from Featherstone to follow up with it. the Dragon's Reach isn't going to land on anything. Out comes the laser. They're going to get the hook down onto Fable, but he's going to CC break that, and Ripa goes deep. They don't really have the minion wave there, and it's going to be Wolfjo coming in from the side. Can he find the engagement he needs? He's going to get slowed down by Ripa. Meanwhile, in the middle of the fight, the ultimate comes out of Trixie trying to keep Fable alive, but the Tinder plan is there. It's going to be Flipside Tactics gaining control of this fight. Can they get Ripa? The hide and seek is going to deter the rocket coming out of Zyku. Marley is continuing to zone out any of the targets from Papa Please. And can they get the Dragon's Reach? They do get the Dragon's Reach back onto Wubby. They need a little bit more damage there. Ray is going to go forward. Runkraf is going to go forward. They will pick up another kill, and Marley's going to walk away from that. It's going to be a 2-for-0 or a 2-for-1. Lag is pushing off in the side lane, but it would have been better for him to be with this team. The global gold would have been more effective for them.
I'm not sure if that was miscommunication or if they just were a little cocky, because I think Lag had the information that Wolfjo was going to start collapsing on that mid lane. I'm not sure if he told his team and his team was like, yeah, we'll get to it, and didn't expect Wolfjo to be there so quick. But that was really unfortunate that they actually went in and got Hail ulted, and he was specifically able to lock up a lot of their carries and blow people up.
Well, Runkraf was able to pick up a tower off that, so one objective for Flipside Tactics off of a successful fight. They did not lose that bottom inner turret. They can probably start aggressing over and leave the top lane as it is. There isn't a particularly good amount of rotation out of Fable. He can get there, but not very fast. So if they do pick a fight off somewhere in the jungle or go for a Baldir play, Fable will be able to get there for the Baldir, but not if Flipside Tactics can pull the trigger quickly, which is what happens when they win a fight. If they pull the trigger, they seem to be able to win.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to mention, I don't think Papa Please is entirely scared of people trying to take these Syndaras or Baldirs, because they do have heroes like the Trixie and the Carter that are able to kind of poke people off of these big global objectives.
Well, Lag looked like he was going to be caught out there, but didn't wind up being a problem. Was able to walk away from that. I thought that somebody had just engaged a play there. Actually, it's going to be relit onto Zyku, leaves a little bit more damage, gets out the snipe, and over on the other side, Runk Ralph is onto Fable, needs a little bit more damage there. They're not going to be able to get on top of him, but this may be the advantage that Flipside Tactics needed. They get the stun down onto Wubby and Ripa. Ripa's going to be able to walk away from that. No one there to engage onto him, and the teleport coming in from Wolfjo. It's going to get canceled by Harrower. I'm not sure how he managed to do that. He must have laid on enough pressure, and now Ripa, maybe their kill target. Can they land something onto Fable? Nice bind weave, but there's no one there to follow it up. They get a good bit of damage down, and now Thatchy going very low. Nice engagement by Ripa is going to bring him down. Runkraf is going to be able to pick up Fable, but he's going to go very, very low. Nice juke away. Will he live? Is this the engagement the Flipside Tactics needed? It is. They're going to go into the tower. That's going to be a 3-for-1, and a huge advantage. Snipes come out from Zyku, who actually fell at the very beginning of that fight, so a 4-for-1. Lag comes in, tries to get on top of Marley. The snipes are there, but Zyku doesn't seem to be able to land them. The siege potential out of Flipside Tactics isn't that strong, but they're starting to win their team fights.
Yeah, so overall Flipside Tactics, their composition is all-out team fight and dive, but not necessarily siege. So if they do get those picks and those kills, they're going to have to change it into Baldirs and Syndaras and other objectives on the map, like this free gold on all these other towers that are still up. But you can't siege, you're just going to have to out-rotate.
Well, Flipside Tactics, they know something is up. They see the Syndara play. Zyku taking a ton of damage. Wolfjo tries to get on top of him. The bindweed doesn't land. Onto Lag they go. Thatchy trying to get some slows down. Wolfjo is going to be forced to disengage as the snipe shots came out of Zyku, and Fable was doing some good damage over onto Marley in the upper side of the fight. Now Marley sneaking around the side. I don't know if he wants to be the one to pick this fight. Wubby's going to go forward. That Trixie damage is getting huge, brings him to less than half health. Out comes the snipe from Relic, and he's not able to make that play happen. Didn't land the stun, and that'll be a momentary disengage.
Yeah, so I think Flipside is a little scared. They don't want to give up this Syndara positioning, but they do have that Hail that has the warp boots. He's able to get up there, get the farm split push, apply some pressure, and as you can see, there might be a Syndara fight.
Ooh, huge damage down onto Thatchy. Ripa is going to dash forward. He's going to be able to get out of there. Wolfjo teleports back down into the fight. They do get the hook back onto Fable. Is this the engagement that they need? Wolf Joe needs a little bit more, and it's going to be the snipe out of Ray. It doesn't actually land on anyone. Relit is diving deep into the enemy team. They're going to pick up Zyku. Thatchy is there to back him up. Marley is around the backside looking to get onto Lag and Fable. And now Relit is going to continue to aggress forward. Runk Ralph was able to pick up another kill onto the Bastion, and that is going to be the Sindara going over to Flipside Tactics. Unless Papa Please can turn this fight, I don't think they have the damage. They're going to throw the pot shot over the wall. It's going to miss every single target there. And that's going to be a 2-for-0, and the Sindara going over to the side of Flipside Tactics, a huge gold swing.
So overall, like I said, you're actually seeing one of the cons of Papa Please's team comp. I said from the beginning that it's a team comp that has very good poke, good siege around these global objectives, but one of the things it lacks is a lot of good CC. It does have some. You're seeing the power of the all-in advantage of Flipside Tactics comp. They do have a lot of CC. They have the Ray, they have the Claudessa, Rook, Tender. Everyone has CC on their team, and they have a good bit of it as far as like AoE CC as well. On the other side, you really have to rely on some of your players to get those big picks. You have to have that Carter kind of side flanking and be able to do that damage to the backline, but they're just not able to due to the heavy CC out of Flipside Tactics.
All right, well, Flipside Tactics hasn't been able to take this middle turret. They've got Krydos pushing up the lane with them. They may be able to make a play here. All 5 members from Papa Please have rotated in, so they haven't split up. They are probably going to try and make the fight. The tower has now been disengaged. They're going to try and clear out the waves, but first tower is going to go down pretty quickly. The Dragon's Reach is actually going to miss. They almost picked up Zyku in that. Marley stepping forward. They really want to get this under tower, but they're not going to be able to get anything off of that. Rippa going to get stunned out. They're going to get 1 tower off of this Krydos play, so not bad. They're continuing the gold advantage, but not as much as they probably could have gotten. Marley takes a pot shot to the face. They're going to get pushed out and rotated up towards the top half of the map. They may be waiting off in the jungle, or they may decide to go for this Baldir. They could probably do both, but like you said, there's a lot of poke out of Papa Please.
Yeah, so it looks like they're just going to disengage. So you could use that long-range poke to poke people off while still pushing the siege another lane, and you're actually seeing Papa Please do that now.
And Thatchy coming around the side misses the bind weed. That might have been the kill onto Zyku had they landed that. Runk Ralph coming in from the backside of the pit. He's sort of waiting off from the jungle so that he can engage, like an assassin, wait till the fight is already, pretty much underway. They are going to rotate someone towards this top half of the map. Fable is going to need to clear out this wave, but there's a huge wave coming in behind that, so that may be Runk Ralph's chance to either make the pick play or to just bring down the tower. They've brought Relit up here as well, so 2 members. Flag is going to be able to try and harass out Marley. Tinder takes Hail down the bottom lane, and this is great positioning by Flipside Tactics. They're actually going to miss that ultimate there, and Wolf Joe going to start to teleport in, stun down onto Lag. Can they engage onto one of these targets? They're going to go straight onto Zyku. Ooh, nice ultimate out of Trixie. He's going to stop that play. Relit takes a ton of damage. Meanwhile, in the middle of the fight, Lag duking it out with Marley. The pot shot's going to come through. Is one of them going to fall? No, both are going to be able to walk away from that. Now, Fable is going to fall to Runk Ralph. Can Wolf Joe find another target without taking too much damage? A nice Everwinter Charm is going to slow down Runk Ralph a lot. Can they land the snipes? No, the rockets don't land out of Zyku. Is he going to be able to get away? No. Lag shows up. Finally, he took a ton of damage there. Wolf Joe trying to get out of the fight. The pot shot lands onto Thatchy. He's going to have to dash away from that, and it's going to be the chase out of by Papa Please onto Flipside Tactics. They're going to split the difference, and Thatchy has sacrificed himself for the good of the team, and he may actually still make it out of there. No, it's going to be Rippa who comes in and finishes the kill.
Yeah, that's actually really good play. They got split up, and I was a little worried about their team fight coming out of Papa Please, because Wolf Joe did an amazing job splitting up the carries and the tanks, which allowed Runk Ralph to kind of get in there. He was able to focus Fable without taking any damage or repercussions from kind of diving in with his hook. So I thought the fight itself was going to go in the favor of Flipside Tactics, but Papa Please did a good job of recollapsing around the backside and kind of re-engaging the really aggressive and not really caring about Papa Please's positioning, with Flipside Tactics just playing really aggressive and trying to still continue to siege when they didn't realize the power of the Papa Please's comp.
Well, they were able to pick up that tower, so Flipside Tactics continuing to control the gold lead. Freelit taken really low, less than half health. Out comes a pot shot. Is that going to land on him? It will. And the follow-up damage from, I believe that is the Fairy Dragon pet?
Mystic. Fairy Dragon. I'm disappointed in you.
Dude, I don't use Mystic. I use Bounder. Bounder 100%. Bounder Pincer all the way. Thatchy gets hit by the slow and huge dive on him. Ripa goes in, gets the stun. Zyku is able to pick up the kill. Now they've got Fable here who can do consistent damage to these towers. Wolfjo has rotated, but I don't know about this. The Dragon's Reach is going to pull Fable back in. Ripa is diving into the backline of the enemy team, is going to get stunned up by that Ray. They should be able to bring down this tower. A nice snipe in by Runkroft is going to slow down Ripa. Can they pick him off? Marley goes really, really low because of the rocket shots coming in from Zyku, and Trixie wants to follow up, but it's going to be a nice Everwinter Charm out of Wubby, slowing him down. Ultimate comes out of Trixie, but I think he's still going to die. Actually gets caught on the wall. That was so bad there, but he's going to pick up the kill in the end. Wolfjo is able to follow through on that play, and now looking for something else. It's going to be a 2 for 2.
Yeah, at this point in time, I feel like they dove a little too hard underneath that tower. I think Bastion did a good job activating his ultimate, kind of spreading out Flipside Tactics. He did a really good job on kind of pushing them away from that tower, which gave the carries of Papa Please room to actually try to siege that tower, but they didn't do it. It seemed like they were trying to go for a dive. They were going to follow Bastion up to try to dive past that tower. And maybe not the best idea because it didn't work out for them. They didn't get all the kills they wanted and they didn't get the tower. But I feel like the Bastion has so much potential to kind of activate that ultimate and really scare people away. So they could have used that to their advantage and take that free tower. But instead, they ended up trading a few kills. It's not too bad. The gold lead's still fairly close. And now they're just kind of sitting up here where I think Papa Please has the advantage with their poke comp.
Well, Papa Please got a couple pokes down on the Thatchy. They're going to engage hard onto Marley. That may have been over-aggressive. Wolfjo goes in the middle of the fight. The snipe laser comes out of Ray, but doesn't really hit anything. But all of Papa Please is getting really, really low there. They had a great defensive line. They're fighting that corridor. May not have been the best decision, as Wolfjo was able to take up pretty much everything. He's going to get Hexbaned out, but they're going to get the Bindweed onto Fable. He should be going down. Thatchy's going to pick up that one. Now the chase onto Wubby. Zyku gets brought down by Runkroft. That's going to be the double kill. Can they lock down Wubby? They do get the stun, and that's going to be Runkroft picking up the triple kill. Sindara easy, a 4 for nothing actually. I thought they were going to be able to pick up a kill there, but no, nobody managed to, they didn't make anyone fall. And Marley, actually, I speak too soon. Lag picks up the kill onto Marley.
So just as I was saying that they have a perfect comp for kind of poking out and really damaging out these around these big objectives, they go ahead and they get themselves in a position where they can be all in.
Lag is going to go into Q1. Thatchy, instant Everwinter Charm. Down comes the Hexbane. Thatchy's still going to die, but they should still be able to pick up the Sindara. So a 1-for-1 trade, more gold going over to the side of Flipside Tactics because of that shared gold. They get the Sindara. In the end, advantage still for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really feel like the Thatchy kill isn't a complete loss. So you did lose... you did lose one of your tanks, or one of your carries as far as Harrower goes, but you lost the initial push with Tinder pushing in with Krytos and the Tinder plant, the ultimate, which is two huge siege potentials that kind of save your Krytos and allow you to start pushing gens on that second tier tower once you take it down.
All right, so Flipside Tactics, they've managed to claw their way back into this game, gained advantage on some really well-played team fights, good positioning. Should be able to pick up this ball deer and extend their gold lead. They'll be pushing down mid lane very, very soon. Do you think they'll get more than one tower? Last time we saw them get the Sindara, Krytos was only able to push down one tower.
I think with the Tinder inside the comp, and Tinder actually spawned just in time, I thought they were going to try to put a little more damage on the Krytos, so Tinder wouldn't be able to help support it as much. But Tinder does have the ability to heal and shield the Krytos, so I feel like, if anything, they're going to be able to get this tower and maybe even a good amount of damage on that gen.
Well, tower goes down. Instant dive by Wolfjo. He's going to get Hexbanged out. Then gets polymorphed. He gets hit with the Trixie ultimate. They're doing a good amount of damage to this tower. Really gets very, very low. Rippa takes a lot of damage too, but they didn't get past more than one tower, and I don't think they have the health bars to continue to engage. This nice bindweed onto Fable. Now the engagement onto Rippa. He's taking a lot of damage there. The snipe comes through as well as the ultimate coming out of Rook. Onto Fable they go. Thatchy picks up that one. Zaiku's alive. Runk Ralph is really, really low. The snipe almost hits Rila, and that's, again, a 4-for-0 in favor of Flipside Tactics, popping those potions, getting that out of combat regen. They're going to be able to push down this generator. Unless Zaiku makes some phenomenal plays here, it should be going down, gets a little bit of damage down into Thatchy. He's going to get Hexbanged out. That's going to slow them down. Dragon's Reach was used mostly just to zone him away, and that is the generator going down in favor of Flipside Tactics. They also sent Runk Ralph off to go farm and maybe push down another turret as well.
So Flipside Tactics actually played that really well. They used their communication skills to the fullest. When Hale initially went in, he got CC'd out. Then he ended up getting ultimate by Trixie. He caught the Croaking Curse, so he had to use a CC break on the first CC. Then he had to go and run away, essentially, once he got Croaking Cursed. He communicated with his team that he still had his ultimate. It wasn't used yet, so he waited for the perfect time to re-engage, use the ultimate, get the kills on all the carries they needed, and the only person left was Zaiku on that Carter, which is still a good defensive thing, but not against the heavy Claudessa, Tinder, Hale, and you still had the whole Flipside team up.
Yeah, and take a look at this Ray. Really, he's got double power relic. That is so much raw damage. He has a Hexbane as well, double Hexbane for the side of Flipside Tactics. Only one on the side of Papa Please, so that extra bit of CC may be affecting things. Now really is going to go forward, gets a good bit of damage on Rippa. Rippa isn't able to connect that stun, gets slowed down by the Everwinter Charm coming out of Marley. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, the Tinder Plan has gone down, so they're going to have to change how they position this. Zaiku, very, very low. Marley wants it's got to be the snipe out of Rila that picks up that kill. Now onto Rippa. Rippa is pretty low, but they may decide to change their targeting onto Lag. The Dragon's Reach coming out of Marley doesn't land on anything, and he's going to get brought down by Fable. They left him on the backside of that fight. They probably could have dived him. I don't think the tanks were really worth it. A long-range pot shot comes out of Trixie. Wubby tried to pick up somebody there. I'm not sure who he would have gotten, but he's going to just continue to fire his shots down the sides, and Fable is going to look to get some damage down on this tower.
Yeah, good fight. It kind of went back and forth.
God. That burst is insane. Look at Rela's health.
It's so scary. So that's the potential of the Trixie and the Carter poke. Like, they just do so much damage later into the game. You really have to avoid a double pot shot. Is like getting double Carter rocket. You definitely do not want to eat double Carter rocket and charged. It's insane.
Yep. So Hale. Waiting on the side. He's going to run into Lag, but I think that Mystic Dagger is giving Lag a crap ton of burst. Out comes a Hexbane from Wolfjo. Is going to force Lag to disengage a little bit. Now Thatchy coming in from the side should be able to back him up a bit. He's going to get really, really far away. Uses that speed. The rocket isn't going to be able to connect. Now the Baldier has been started by Papa Police. This may have been over-aggressive as Marley is running right onto Zaiku. He hasn't used that Dragon's Reach just yet. He's waiting for the perfect moment. He's actually going to miss it. It's going to be the stun coming out from Relit to force them to back off of that a little bit. Marley gets really low. Relit made Fable go around the backside so he couldn't engage that fight from the side, and this should be a Baltier for Flipside Tactics.
Yeah, not to mention that Relit's using his Burrow Mines in a very defensive manner. It's essentially going to zone off Papa Police from trying to go in there and re-engage while they went for that Baldier, because the first tank that runs in there and eats the power of those Ray Mines is going to essentially probably end up with half health.
So
I was just going to say that there's just so much power, and you said it before on this Ray's build. Everything is made out of power. It's just insane burst.
He's going to get Hexbane forward. Wolfjo, he doesn't get the ultimate off, but it zones everybody out, and this may be what they need. Really coming in from the side, but Fable is there to blow him to shreds. Rippa is going to go down. It's going to be a 1-for-1 so far. They need to get onto Fable. Need 1 or 2 more auto attacks. They are going to pick that up. Runkralf gets that one, so it's going to be a 2-for-1, and that was really, really close to having Fable just cut through the entire team.
Yeah, he was at that point where he didn't get focused, and he survived quite a bit. As you could see, he went head to head with Relit. The only problem is Relit does have that Hexbane, and now he's finished up that power conduit, so you're going to see a huge power spike coming out from Ray. And at this point in time, there's just so much utility items built up on Flipside Tactics. I think it's going to be Papa Please is going to have a really hard time dealing with that. There's stone skins. There's multiple Hexbanes. There's just Everwinter Charms, Windrush. Flipside's got it all, and I would say at this point in time, their item threshold surpasses what Papa Please has right now.
All right, so item-wise, is there really an item that, some item choices that Papa Please can make to mitigate some of this damage? I've seen a lot of power builds here. Even Ripa is totally building power, I guess, out of everything. And the burst is good, but it may wind up in their death. Ray goes forward, gets down the stun. Can they get on the lag? They're actually going to get Zyku. Lag is going to move off to the side. Now Relit takes a ton of damage. Ripa is able to go in there with the help of Wubby to pick him up. Now a nice hook back onto Wubby with that blind weed. And Runkralf, he's going to need some protection on the side. Lag is coming in. The burst is there, but they're going to pick up that kill. Wolf Joe gets that one. And it's going to be Thatchy and Marley trying to bring down Ripa. They'll double kill for the Claudessa, and the chase is on. They don't manage to get off the Dragon's Reach, but I think Wolf Joe is going to be able to chase this all the way. One or two more auto attacks, just one more. Can he get it? He's diving deep under the turret. It's going to be the triple kill for Claudessa. Marley picks up that one with the Dragon's Rage. And could they push for end here? They have some minions, and the death timers are huge.
Absolutely. I think that they can do it. Hale has enough attack speed. They have the Rook in there as well. I think they can definitely possibly end it. If not, they're going to get it extremely low.
Plus here, Zyku is alive, throws up the snipes, but I think they're going to be able to do this. Wolf Joe is pretty tanky. They also have Runkralf. Is this it? It's Flipside Tactics picking up game 2. Another best of 3 finished, and they're going to be joining Surreal Gaming. Seeds 1 and 2 of the tournament, making it into the SCS.